This is for you, Walk Queen. God, I hope I said that right. The New England Patriots have been the NFL's best franchise this century, but after Tom Brady's departure, the Pats struggled with the transition at quarterback. They were only able to score 10 passing touchdowns with all their quarterbacks combined. But we have faith that Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, and crew will be able to get it together. Their roster is not the most talented, but with possibly the best coach of all time, lots of cap space, and many players returning from their opt-out like Donta Hightower, they have hope. We may not be Bill Belichick, but we have a plan to restore greatness to Foxborough.
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
Yes.
First of all, you're copying me from when I said I had a plan.
No, I'm not. People say that all the time. It's not that unique of a thing to say.
Secondly, I don't even believe you have a plan.
I have part of a plan.
What percentage of a plan do you have?
I don't know. 12%.
12%?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real.
Totally fake.
Before we begin, I want to remind you guys to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Some like 90% of you guys who watch our videos aren't even subscribed. We'd really appreciate it if you took the time to hit the subscribe button, drop a like, share with a friend, and follow us on Twitter. Link to that will be in the description. But anyways, let's get it started. The biggest name for the Pats is Joe Thuney. Thuney will likely be paid the most out of any O-lineman this offseason. There were rumors that he would leave in 2020, but he'll ultimately end up leaving in 2021. We also do not think the Pats will re-sign James White, as Damian Harris has emerged as a great back, and there are many young options in the upcoming draft. In terms of extensions, the Pats will re-sign David Andrews to a 3-year, $21 million contract. Andrews has been a sure-handed center with Brady and Cam, and will likely maintain this consistency with whatever quarterback is brought in next. Lastly, the Patriots will sign another cornerback to a long-term deal in J.C. Jackson. Jackson was incredible for the Pats, especially in Gilmore's injury absence, and racked up 9 interceptions. J.C. Jackson had more interceptions than Cam Newton had passing touchdowns. Wild. The Pats will lock him up for 4 years, $52 million. With the extension of J.C. Jackson, this leaves Stephon Gilmore, who many general managers think will be traded this offseason. A team that we know needs some secondary help and is willing to take a gamble is the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders play in the same division as Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, and Courtland Sutton, so they're going to need a shutdown cornerback, something they lack. This deal will include the Raiders sending their 2nd and 3rd round draft picks to New England in exchange for the former Defensive Player of the Year. Some people they also may re-sign on cheaper, shorter-term deals are guys like Lawrence Guy, Jason McCourty, and possibly Nick Folk. With all that being said, let's get into the fun part, bringing in the new guys.
Oh, hey, yes, new guy! And he scores!
Okay.
As the Patriots are desperate for some receiving help, we think this is an absolute must for them to bring someone to play alongside Julian Edelman. Someone flying under the radar this upcoming free agency is Marvin Jones. Jones is experienced and has a knack for big plays. He is at the point in his career where he wants to win football games and get out of Detroit. That's why we have Jones and New England agreeing on a 2-year, $20 million deal. The Patriots are a winning franchise, and Jones needs that. He's looking to have success, something he's lacked playing for the Bengals and the Lions. This will hopefully bolster the passing game for McDaniels and their quarterback of the future. At the time of recording this, it has not been official that Kyle Van Noy has been cut, but it sounds like if he's not traded, he's going to be cut. We don't think Van Noy is going to get traded, and therefore, he'll be released from the Miami Dolphins. Van Noy was a perfect fit for this New England defense, as he's a versatile linebacker with a high football IQ. We see Van Noy and New England reuniting on a 2-year, $15 million deal, as they ended on good terms. Van Noy himself has said he's open to a New England reunion, and this just makes a ton of sense for New England. Van Noy and the returning Hightower will bring back a steady, veteran presence on the defensive end. While there is some speculation about the Patriots trading for a quarterback, such as Jimmy Garoppolo, we think it is in their best interest to draft a potential franchise quarterback. Someone who we think will fit the Patriot way really well and succeed is Mac Jones. Mac led one of the most potent offenses in college football history. You can argue his assets were top-notch and the reason for his success, but you cannot deny the throws he has made over his tenure at Bama. Top prospects like Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith say they prefer Mac over 2020 5th overall pick Tua Tagovailoa. In addition to this, Saban and Bill Belichick have had a tight-knit relationship over the years and are always talking about their teams and whatnot. Could Saban possibly be handing him off to Bill? We think so. The Pats will select Mac Jones with the 15th pick in the draft. Second round, the Pats could use some pressure up front as they were 26th in rush defense and could also use another guy to pair with Chase Winovich and to line up next to veteran Lawrence Guy. Additionally, the Pats only averaged 1.5 sacks a game, bottom 5 in the league. Levi Onwuzurike is an interior defensive lineman from Washington who can help free up Winovich and get pressure himself. While he only had 2 sacks this year, he's a massive run stuffer at 6'3", 290, who Bill could develop into a young Danny Shelton-esque player. Some scouts have him going in the first round, but we think a guy like this, who's an interior defensive lineman, could definitely fall in the draft, and the Patriots will be lucky to have him in the second round. With the Raiders' second round pick, New England should look to fill the void at tight end by drafting Penn State tight end, nicknamed Baby Gronk, Pat Freiermuth. The Patriots have not had any production out of their tight ends ever since Gronkowski has retired, and who better to fill that void than someone who has modeled his game after the former Patriot. With the newly acquired third round pick from the Raiders, someone we see the Patriots looking for would be versatile running back receiver Demetric Felton. Felton showed out at the Senior Bowl, tearing up defensive backs, possibly as the best route runner at Mobile Field. Felton will fill in for James White perfectly and be an all-purpose playmaker for Mac Jones and Josh McDaniels. At the end of the offseason, the Patriots roster will look a little bit like this. The Patriots' stagnant offense now has a little bit of life, with Mac Jones at the helm, along with Marvin Jones and a slew of veterans and youngsters. Josh McDaniels has some new toys to utilize on offense, and they should somewhat return to their past form. On defense, the return of COVID opt-outs should help a lot, and re-signing J.C. Jackson will be key for their secondary. Kyle Van Noy will also be a nice addition for Belichick and the coaching staff to use. While times may seem dark in Foxborough, there is definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, share with a friend, comment some things you would like to see us do in the future. The NFL offseason is just heating up and just getting started, and there's plenty of content to be made. So please, let us know what you'd like to see. That's all for today's video. Peace.